Thanks for flagging that. I will be sharing my screen, but not on video today. So everybody should, at this point, see the uh, Creator Hub homepage. All right, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So thanks everybody for taking the time to join this week's webinar. My goals today are to provide you an overview of the key features available to you if you move forward with a membership. And also, as I mentioned, this weekly webinar is really focused on new users or beginners who maybe are just getting started with Pietra. Maybe you've never launched a product before. Maybe you just have an idea. So we're going to focus most of our time on the first milestones that you'll need to cover if you're launching a product for the first time. That said, we have a number of tools that are available to you with a membership. And ideally, we want to be the one platform that you will be using to launch your e-commerce brand. And we want to help you make more sales, and we want to help you contact more people. So we have fulfillment tools and marketing tools that'll be a big help to you once you get your product launched. Okay, and Val can definitely touch on your question about adding products once we get to the fulfillment section of the overview. All right, so anybody who has logged into the Creator Hub has seen this page. This is the Creator Hub homepage here. And you'll see a number of tiles here that showcase our main baskets of features. For the most part, people are going to be focusing on sourcing to get started, as well as our design studio. And that's where I'll be spending most of my time today as well. Over here at the left, you have our main categories of services, sourcing, fulfillment, storefront. So anybody who gets a paid membership with Pietra actually has a complimentary website that you can sell from. It is pretty simple and basic in its presentation, but definitely you have a store that you can advertise to other people, and you can share the URL with them and they can make purchases from you. We have marketing tools, a number of dashboards that you can use to monitor the health of your business, product ideation. I'll be getting started in this section in just a minute. And then, of course, our education section, lots of self-service resources. Our Pietra Rewards program allows you to accumulate points as you make purchases on the website, and you can use those points toward future purchases. And then the Pietra Copilot here, which is kind of your AI agent assist to walk you through some key milestones that you need to complete in order to launch a product with us. So we're going to start here in product ideation and Copilot in just a minute. That said, also a couple of account management menus here. Anybody who wants to review our plans should check out this Change My Plan menu. And as you can see here, we offer two core plans. Our Essentials plan is great for beginners if you want to keep things a little bit more low cost. Pietra Business is going to be kind of our standard full service plan. Key benefits here include access to premium customer support, lower fulfillment fees, and unlimited access to our sales and marketing tools. With the Essentials plan, you'll hit some limits in terms of how many iterations you can make or use, as well as the number of AI generated content you can create. Yes, Val, sounds like you are a little bit more established here. I'll be sure to touch on all of those questions today and kind of try to move quickly so we can cover the full scope of our offerings since you're a little bit further along in the process. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, so if there are a couple of to-dos for beginners here or people really just getting started, I'm going to list three things. The first is to visit the Pietra Copilot page. And basically, after you complete your account sign up, we'll have identified the type of products that you're interested in creating. And we're going to suggest some trusted suppliers, vetted suppliers for you to connect with and start chatting with. So I would say this is the kind of most straightforward way to get started if you aren't doing a ton of customization in your product. By just visiting the Pietra Copilot and setting what you're going to be selling here. And today, let's focus on decorative candles will be my example today. Our Pietra Copilot here is going to kind of walk you through and suggest some uh, vetted suppliers who can likely make a product for you at pretty low cost. There won't be as much, full customization available, but this could be a great way to get started, especially if it's not super important that your item be exactly as you've envisioned it or like your tech pack may say. Okay? So item number one, visit the Pietra Copilot page. Item number two is that if you're going to launch an e-commerce business, you will need a website at some point. Now, that website can take a couple of different forms. First, it can be, our Pietra storefront. So as I mentioned at the top of the webinar, every paid Pietra member has a storefront website included in their membership. Now, it is pretty templatized, and you can do your print on demand here. Not a ton of customization available, but if you see here under my sample store, you will be able to sell products here. Okay, so this is one way you could create a website. What most of our creators and existing brands will do is they'll have a Shopify website, and that'll be done with Shopify. Okay, so item number two is to create a website. And then item number three is to focus what exactly you want your product to be, arrive at a design, and connect with suppliers so you can begin sampling items from our vetted sourcing network. Okay, so if you have a kind of a general vague idea of what it is you want to make, today I'm going to use the example of scented candles. We have a couple of tools to help you refine the design and enable you to connect with suppliers. So next, I'm going to go to product ideation here. And this is basically our AI-assisted product design studio, which takes images from our supplier network and factory catalogs, some really basic designs that are meant to be used as starting points for you to customize your design from there. Okay, so just a couple of notes on navigating this page. So if you wanted to, you could start with just a product description and enter the description, and we'll start generating some images for you. If you have a reference image, a sketch, or an existing file that you want to reference, you can do that a couple of different ways. And really what you're doing here is you're providing our AI-assisted product design tool input to create an image for you that you can eventually share with a vetted factory or a supplier, okay? And when I say a vetted factory or supplier, I mean that Pietra has a network of over 1,500 factories across a variety of merchandise categories who can produce your items for you. These factories are located all over the world, and in this case, we are connecting you directly to the factory for production. Sometimes if you are just navigating online and you're looking for a way to source a product, you might have to work through a third-party broker, or you might be looking through Alibaba. And in a lot of those cases, you will end up paying between a 5 and 8% service fee. This is not what this is with Pietra. With Pietra, we're connecting you directly to the factory, and you're basically getting direct from factory prices on all of these merchandise categories. Okay. So you can see here, these are kind of arranged according to product category and popularity. We work with a lot of jewelry suppliers all the way down the line. If you don't see your product category here, you can definitely search it. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use this candles example. And what I'm seeing here are a number of templates that I can use to get myself started and eventually find a supplier who I'm excited to work with. Okay. So in this case, let's say I really like this one to get started. It's got 2 wicks, pretty clean design, a nice metal lid. So I'm going to click in here. And basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling up all of these product parameters that I'm going to provide to the product design studio. And from there, once I click generate, I'm going to get some additional images that I can share with the supplier. So let's see. Candle and metallic creator, dual wooden wicks. So maybe I'll just update this to say 3 wooden wicks to give you an idea of the level of kind of customization and capability here. Decorative and functional. And then maybe I can add an attribute. Maybe it's really important for me to have yellow colored wax. Again, just sharing the power of this tool here. So always give it a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to generate the images, but it is thinking here. While this is doing this, I'll take a peek at my chat. Okay, nice. So it's generated some images here. Obviously, it didn't quite count correctly, but this one is looking really good. And you can see that it's sharing quite a bit about the dimensions of the candle. And it's going to, over here, based on my design, suggest some potential suppliers who I might want to work with. We even have a couple of different design image styles, more realistic versus creative. And then if you wanted to, this actually includes some measurements already, but you can annotate these images and provide some additional information. Again, all about providing your potential supplier the information they need to produce your item. Okay, excellent. So over here, it'll suggest some similar private label products. And basically what our software is doing now is it is suggesting some potential suppliers who are likely a good match for this project, okay? Right here, it makes the home fragrance. So based on the suggestions here, all I need to do is click work with supplier, and it's going to pre-populate a form for me. I can click send message or update this as needed. And what I've done now is I have kicked off a conversation with a supplier in the Pietra network. You can see your product design has been sent, view your inbox, and now I'm over to my inbox where all of my chats with my potential suppliers will live, okay? Excellent. You can see here my sample image, as well as a little project that I created. And then all of your suppliers will respond here, and this will be a live chat with them once they respond. In this chat, you can talk about all the different customizations that you want. Again, the image from the design studio often serves to as a helpful starting point, but you want to make sure to communicate all of your details with the supplier before moving forward with the purchase. That's another recommendation I have. Yes, so good question from Val here that I can answer right now. Is there a way to use all these tools with my own product image? Can I upload? Yes, absolutely. I'll show you here. So right here, back in the product ideation tool, you can upload an existing design. And what this is going to do is just going to pull up a file upload, and you can select it from there. And basically what that will do is it'll feed your existing design into the product design tool. So that's one approach you can take. Additionally, and this is kind of another way to kick off a project, is rather than using the product design studio, if you already have a project in mind and you already have put in some work to develop a tech pack, or you have an exact idea of the product that you want to make, what I would suggest in that case is you can actually submit a custom project request here. And anywhere it says custom project request, it should pull up this form where rather than using the design studio or browsing through a supplier network, you can describe your project in detail, attach your reference photos, or if you have the design files or tech pack information, your target price. If you have a reference product that you'd like to base the product on, you decide whether you want it to be completely custom or a little bit more off the shelf. You submit this form, and then what that will do is it will push your project out to all of the factories that match the product specifications that you've provided. And then if they think they can do a good job on your project, they'll respond to you. So this could be a great way to kind of vet or communicate with multiple suppliers about a single project all at the same time. Okay. And again, just thinking about the goal here, the goal with the project, with the product design studio here and product ideation tool is to create an image that you can share with suppliers so you can start a conversation about the project, refine your project idea, and vet them and determine if they're going to be a good partner with you and source a sample from them, right? That's really the milestone that you're trying to accomplish there, okay? Now, obviously, you might not want to submit a custom project request. You might want to do a little bit of browsing through the supplier network first. So we have another way to find a supplier. And just as I mentioned, one way to do this is by browsing the sourcing homepage here. So what we've created here, and again, just showing a little bit of navigation, you can always get back to the homepage by clicking that icon in the upper left. Now I'm under sourcing, and I'm under sourcing home. So what we've done here is create basically like a Facebook for this factory network. And when I say that, I mean each factory, whether they're a product factory or a packaging factory or a freelancer or a website developer, we offer all of this on our website. Each of these factories have created their own supplier listing page where they tell a little bit about themselves, where they're located, some past projects they may have worked on. Sometimes they'll show part of their catalogs. And this is a really great way to kind of browse through our supplier network and see if you can find a good match for your project. So I would encourage anybody, maybe on a weekend or an evening after you're done with work, if you currently have a day job or something like that, to just browse through this and spend like an hour, hour and a half browsing through factories. And if there's one that feels exciting to you, feels like a good fit, it might be important for you to have them be in the US if you're concerned about tariffs, for example. You can just click into the product, the supplier profile page rather, read up a little bit about them, see where they're based. Sometimes they'll show some special projects they've worked on. And it wouldn't be surprising to me if one of these factories had worked on a household name like Dictique or even Bath and Body Works. A lot of these factories have worked with household names before. And then if you see something that you're excited to order, you can go ahead and click order a sample if you're ready to move forward with that. We try to make it pretty seamless this way. And my recommendation would just be to have fun, spend some time with this, and even if you don't see exactly, what you're hoping to see in their catalog, you can always just reach out to them, chat with supplier here. And again, that pulls up a message for you to contact them and start up a conversation, okay? Most of the time, they're going to have capabilities beyond what is just shown on these pages. Okay. Question from Aaron about tariffs. Have you found how tariffs will affect things, especially with China, for example? Thanks. So I think tariffs are a question on everybody's minds right now. And the realistic answer is it seems likely that we will see increases in tariffs from certainly China. And the impact on the end cost to you as the person who will be the purchaser in this case is that you will likely pay increased duties and tariffs at the border of the importing country, right? So if you decide to place a production order from China, that order is going to be produced and then shipped across the Pacific Ocean. It's going to arrive at the port, and then it will be held by the Customs and Border Protection of the United States. And in order for that product to cross the border, you will have to pay those duties and tariffs. So if we have increased tariffs, that will increase your end costs. Now, that said, while that might decrease the appetite for purchasing goods from China, it could actually open up new markets across, Southeast Asia. And we have suppliers that are not in China. So if you wanted to avoid the tariffs, I would encourage you to either look domestically or, even explore some markets outside of China where the U.S. may not be imposing strict or higher tariffs. Okay, but tariffs definitely something that we're watching closely, and we are living in the news as real time as you. Also, we are seeing some more established brands diversify their sourcing away from China to hopefully avoid some of these impending tariffs. Okay, so I've covered browsing, sourcing, designing a product. I'll just pause here in case anybody has a question about a specific project they're working on, or if there was a specific merchandise category that they had questions about. I'm happy to field any questions that you have there. Okay, keep moving. A couple more notes on sourcing. And I did touch on this briefly, but I do want to take a moment to remind everybody that in addition to having a robust listing of product factories, we also work with packaging suppliers. So if you are launching a brand and you might want to source custom apparel, I would strongly consider sourcing custom packaging as well. It's a really great way to showcase your brand, whether that's through a custom poly mailer, if you wanted to include a custom thank you card, nice stickers. We really have a lot of capabilities here. So don't lose sight of the importance of branding your items, and just know that Pietra lists a ton of packaging suppliers who can really meet any of your needs here. And this could be anything from something slightly custom all the way to a fully custom influencer box that you have us assemble and put together for you, and you want to run a whole influencer campaign on it. We're very practiced in doing that. I can touch a little bit more on that during the fulfillment section of the demo, but I wanted to spend a moment here reminding everybody that we have packaging factories available. If you're looking for a little bit of business advice or creative help, we also list a number of different business and creative services providers. If you wanted to hire a photographer, tech pack designer, same goes for creating a Shopify website over here. Website developers, you can hire a Shopify site. And basically what will happen is it'll start up a conversation with this developer, and you'll develop a scope of work. They might generate an NDA, you'll agree to the terms, and then you'll pay them to complete that project. And you'll pay for all of your purchases on Pietra through this invoice tab here. Okay? Just along those lines, all of your communications should stay in this inbox whenever possible. You can schedule video conferences pretty easily. And then when the time comes to order a sample or a production run, the supplier will generate an invoice in here, and you'll just pay it through Pietra. It's pretty seamless. And that way, everything is kept in one platform. It's not recommended to communicate with suppliers off platform, just in case we ever need to help you in reviewing communications or that sort of thing. Great question from Val around custom influencer packages. So purchasing a custom influencer package would not be included in your membership. You would pay for any of the items that you wanted to go into the influencer kit. Now, that said, if you use this as a fulfillment partner, and I think this is a good time to transition over to fulfillment, our fulfillment center team, which we call our kitting team, could assemble all of the components of the influencer kit for you. So if that was a custom box, maybe some custom crinkle paper, a nice thank you note, and the product itself, we can definitely do that light assembly at our warehouse. We will just charge you a small fee to do it. It's typically $1 per unit for what's called a kitting fee. Okay. Now, to take a step back here, I mentioned our fulfillment services. So in addition to offering this really cool design studio and sourcing network, Pietra operates a full-service 3PL, third-party logistics company, where we can store your items in a temperature-controlled warehouse and manage all of your order fulfillment for you. Okay, so this is really where the benefits of the membership become evident, is that you get access to our fulfillment center as part of any membership that you choose. Now, we will charge you a small amount. You'll see this on the rate card here for each order. And this is really competitive with any 3PL that you might shop around for. So this is called our rate card here. And for every order that we fulfill, we're going to charge you a small fee. And then for shipping, that will vary depending on the weight of the package and the distance that the items are traveling. And you can see I mentioned the dollar per unit kitting fee, return and exchange fee, small storage fees on a monthly basis, and then we do wholesale order fulfillment as well. Additionally, know that if you decide to work with us as a fulfillment partner and you have a Shopify website, we can fully integrate your Shopify site with our warehouse management software and order fulfillment software. So then any orders that come in from Shopify will automatically be fulfilled by our team. Okay. Again, unlikely, or it seems like we have a couple of folks here who are a little bit further along in the process. But unlikely that will be an immediate consideration for you right now, okay? I would say most people who are just getting started should focus fully on finding a factory and ordering a sample from that factory so you can move forward with your production run. And I mentioned this earlier, but I'll say it again. Just note that Pietra is not a drop shipping company. When I hear drop shipping, I presume that the factory is going to be shipping the items to your end customer. This is a different model where you're actually ordering inventory and paying for that up front. We're going to store it for you, and then we will ship those orders out and deplete inventory as the orders come in. Okay. All right. Just review a couple of questions from the chat here. Hello, I have a concept for a beauty product that was under patent until about 2 years ago. How can I go about launching the product now the patent has run out? To me, there's nothing preventing you from launching a product. I would also say if you have any questions about legal advice, or you're looking for business advice to ensure that you don't face kind of negative ramifications from launching this product, to consult your lawyer or to consult a business consultant on the Pietra website. They'll be able to answer that question for you. Then a good question here from Kim: would any samples ordered also be shipped via Pietra? So the samples would be shipped to you from the factory. At the time you check out an order sample, you'll provide a delivery address. It's likely that you want that sample to go to you. There's no reason for Pietra to receive it at its warehouse. But similarly, when you order a production run, you'll be given the option to either send it to Pietra or you can send it to a third-party address. Okay? It's not required to use Pietra as a fulfillment center if you're using our sourcing network. Okay. Along those lines, if anybody already has inventory of a product and they're interested in using us as a fulfillment center, you can definitely ship your inventory to us. All you need to do is click this little truck icon and we'll walk you through kind of an onboarding process to the fulfillment center. Okay. And in terms of emailing the rate cards to you, I think the best approach here is to just log into the platform and check out this See Pietra rate card link. And the reason I suggest that is not because I don't want to email it to you. That would be totally fine, but I think it'll actually accustom you to navigating the website and getting used to this little area. So what I would say, if anybody's interested in finding the rate card, log into the website, click on fulfillment, and then it's this little blue tile here. Okay. And Val, I'm curious. Let's see. So what Val's referring to here is creating product listings in Pietra. I would say this is a little bit beyond the scope of this webinar. But Val, may I ask, have you been working with a member of our fulfillment team, like Holly or Olivia, or anybody who is helping you get set up at the fulfillment center? And maybe we can take this offline to make sure that you're getting the one-on-one support that you need. But essentially, what will happen here, everybody, once you send your inventory to us at Pietra, is we're actually going to get you into an onboarding process where you'll be matched with an onboarding specialist who will provide you some resources. We'll have an onboarding call with you. We'll ask a little bit more about your packaging guidelines, and there's just a little bit more hands-on support that's required to onboard to our fulfillment center. And that is the process that Val is going through right now. Okay, great. Yes. So Val, I think the best way to do that here is if you could share your email address in this chat, or just reach out to our customer support down here and send us a message. We can reschedule that call for you. Really important to have that onboarding call if you're going to be working with us for fulfillment. Robin, sounds like you have a question here. I've unmuted you if you want to speak up. Otherwise, feel free to let's see. Feel free to add it in the chat. Not hearing anything, Robin. Okay, not sure if that was intentional or not to raise your hand, but please go ahead and drop your question in the chat if you still have one. Okay, so a couple notes on fulfillment just to summarize there. Pietra can be your full service 3PL for you. We can store all of your inventory and manage your order processing for you. We do it in an automated way where we sync your Shopify website with our warehouse management software. And when that time comes, we will match you with a fulfillment onboarding specialist who will provide you some support and ensure that this is done correctly. We'll help with the e-commerce sync, all of that. Last note here is we have questions about returns sometimes. Pietra does have an automated returns tool that you can add to your Shopify store. So then any returns that need to be processed, we can manage automatically for you, and we will refund your customer on your behalf too. Okay. So back here on the homepage, and with the last few minutes here, I really want to focus on our marketing tools, and specifically some tools that I think could be helpful to anybody who is interested in monitoring conversations happening about their brand or certain trends happening in their corner of the market. And that tool is called Pietra Pulse. So in addition to helping you source product and fulfill orders, we want you to be able to reach more people. So we have a handful of really cool AI-generated, AI-assisted tools that will allow you to track certain topics that are being discussed online, whether that is TikTok videos that have been created, subreddit conversations, Instagram reels. And basically what you'll do here is if you click on monitor your brand and competitors, we'll ask you a couple of questions about your brand. You'll provide your Shopify site link, and we'll start monitoring these topics for you as a way for you to see if anybody's talking about your brand. So this could be a really helpful customer service tool in case anybody has had a negative experience or a really positive experience, and you might want to send them a nice little gift. So this is Pietra Pulse, which allows you to monitor conversations, content that might have been created about either your brand directly or a corner of the market or a brand that you want to monitor. And we even allow you, if there was like a TikTok video created, to connect with a potential partner who could maybe, become an influencer partner, or they might create content for you, or you might want to send them a free gift if they create a little bit of sponsored content for you. So basically what the goal for this tool is to make it easier for you amidst the infinite, amount of information out there online to be able to focus on the social media content and conversations that are relevant to your product and your brand. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, a couple of influencer tools that will match you with influencers who make content that is similar to, your brand or your product. We make it really easy to reach out to them. We basically pre-populate, a DM to reach out to them. And a lot of times, especially these smaller influencers, will be really responsive on here. So don't be shy to reach out to anybody who looks like a potential partner. And we even kind of review the content of your website to match you with potential customer bases that could be worth investing marketing in, or worth researching more to see if you want to launch a product that will match that cohort's needs a little bit better. Oh, quick question here about trademarks, patents, or other design registrations. So no, Pietra would not take care of that filing for you, but you could hire a business consultant to help you with that. And the way that you would do that is under sourcing, freelancers and agencies. And that would likely be either a business consultant or maybe a manufacturing consultant. We do allow creators to put NDAs in place with their suppliers. And usually the best thing to do if you want to put an NDA in place would be to just discuss it in your inbox chat here. Yeah, great questions, Val. So we can definitely offer a welcome call to you again, Val. I think some one-on-one time would be great. We offer a welcome call to everybody who signs up for a membership. I think I'm seeing some good questions from Kim, and Kim and I had a welcome call today. So everybody who joins Pietra is offered a welcome call. So if you're looking for a little bit of one-on-one time, I would strongly encourage you to reach out with that request, and we can provide some one-on-one support. This is also really nice because it's done in a small group setting, and you get a full overview of the website as opposed to only getting your own questions answered. Great. And just to review again, sounds like Val, you have some questions about how to get to Pulse. So I'm at the Pietra homepage here. Monitor your brands and competitors, and this takes you to the Pulse Check homepage. Kind of a how-to page here, summarizes what the tools are, and then the organic content here. Okay. And keep an eye out, we do run special webinars for our various product categories. So we do run a Pietra Pulse webinar from time to time, and there's a recording online as well. So if anybody's really interested in Pulse, I would encourage you to check out our education section, and lots of FAQ answers. And we have our past webinar recordings here too. Okay. Last couple of minutes here. So in addition to these social monitoring tools, Retail Connect could be really great if anybody's interested in selling their product in a brick and mortar store. Essentially, what we do here is based on the information you provide us in Shopify, we can match you with potential retailers. And then we can pre-populate a message for you, and you can reach out to that retailer to see if they want to maybe work with you as a wholesale partner. Really cool tool for brands that are ready to begin selling product. Okay. Last but not least, we actually have an AI content studio as well. This is optional. That allows you to generate content that could be used for marketing or for social media. Everybody should have a limited number of iterations here, but basically what this does is it allows you to create AI generated product images. And this is something that we're investing really heavily in. Have some fun with it. We're improving these tools on a weekly basis. And just really high quality AI generated photos that you can use to market your business if you don't have the budget for a photographer. Okay, excellent. Well, these 45 minutes always go so quickly here. If anybody has any questions, I will hang on for another minute or two. Feel free to type them in the chat. Really great questions today. And as I mentioned, we do try to be responsive on this chat bubble here. While the essentials and business level memberships are really self-service memberships, we do provide customer support to everyone. If anybody here is really looking for hands-on support and you have the budget for it, we do offer what's called a managed service account tier, where you'll get matched with an individual account manager who will be really hands-on and supporting you along the way. Those plans typically start at $2,000 per month with a 6-month contract. Okay, so if anybody has questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out. Really wish everybody the best of luck on your projects. And sometimes we have people attend these webinars on a weekly basis. If this is a helpful way for you to keep yourself accountable to moving your project forward, don't hesitate to check it out again. Would love to have you back in the future. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.